night, guys. Welcome to your first class. So, yes, this is an introductory class. We won't be doing much of note taking, and I hope you came with your notebooks though. Okay, 5, 6, 9. So, quickly, what are the things we are going to be doing in this class? First of all, we'll define music. What is music? Some keys are not working, but we're going to manage this keyboard. So, what is music? Music is a combination of sounds in such a way that is organized and pleasing to the ears. Now, there are several definitions for music. You have several definitions for music. But I prefer to give you something that is so simple you can remember it without having to refer to your books. So, music is a combination of sounds that is pleasant to the ears. Finish. So if I come and I play something like this, we have two kinds of sounds. Sound is the change in stimuli that you detect with the sense of hearing. That's with the help of the ears. That's basically what I would define sound as. So there are two kinds of sounds. There is noise, there is music. Noise is disorganized sound, music is organized sound. If I do something like this, does that amount to music or noise? Well, the answer would be objective. It depends on you. You get. So to me it's noise. But if I play something like this, so you see the difference between those two. One is organized, the other is not organized. We are not doing much into this class. You are wondering why I have not started explaining to you. What you are going to do into this class is simply to learn how to identify the keys on the keyboard. You will know what each of these idiots are called. Oh, by the way, this is Yamaha PSR E433, a very old model. So, yes, that's this keyboard. What is this keyboard? So, quickly, there is this question I like to ask beginner pianists. What is the difference between a keyboard and a piano? Are they the same thing? Some say yes, some say no, some don't know. I want you to go and browse difference between keyboard and piano, but I will tell you, this in front of me right here is a keyboard. So you go and search a piano, but a keyboard is an electrical instrument. It produces the sound of different instruments, not just piano. You can produce the sound of a piano. This is the sound of a piano. If I put it like this, it can produce the sound of a drum set. instrument whose keys are laid out to imitate that of a piano. A piano it doesn't use electricity, it's an acoustic instrument that well, I'm giving it to you as an assignment. Let's quickly jump right into what we are doing in today's class. We are learning to identify the keys on the keyboard. So, look at these black keys. What do you observe about it? They are spaced out. See the spaces? They are in groups. They occur in groups. 2, 2, 2, 2, and 3, 3, 3, 3. You see that? 2, 2. You see that? So, nice one. When you are able to identify, there is a key that you should be able to identify that will help you identify all of the other keys on the keyboard. And that key is the key of C. The key of C. So, before we begin, I need to let you know that the keys on the keyboard are named after the alphabet from A to G, meaning after, this is it, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. I didn't say H, I said A. So after every G is back to A because the keys on the keyboard are from A to G. But in order to be able to name the keys on the keyboard, you need to know the key of C. The key of C will help you to find any other key you are looking for. So, what is the key of C? Very quickly, back to my question, what do you notice about these black keys? They are in groups 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. So, you would want to, anytime you see a keyboard, you want to look out for this black pair, any pair of black keys, black twins if you like. So, if you look out for the black twins, you are halfway there. Once you find the black twins, you see this key that is just in front of the black twins, this key that is hiding behind the black twins, this key that is on the left hand side of any black twins, that's the key of C. See that? So with that, it's just kindergarten ABC. So if this is the key of C, this is also the key of C. Then after C, what do you have? You have D, E, F, G, A, B, C. I told you not to say H. You said H. You thought I didn't hear. A, C, D, E, F, G. Good. A, B, C. And when I say again, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. D, E, F, G, A, B, C. D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Well, I name this one. Correct. Nice one. So, now that we have been able to name the black keys, we are halfway done with today's class. Sorry, the white keys. We have been able to name the white keys. We are halfway through today's class. We'll also learn how to name these black keys so that we would know we are done with today's class. So the black keys do not have names. Now these white keys, they are called natural keys. The black keys are called derived keys, but you don't need to bother yourself with that in English. The white keys are natural keys. Black keys are derived keys because on their own they have no names. So they are named after the white keys they are close to. You get? So if this is C, first of all, if this is C, this is C sharp because it's the white key in front of C. The black key in front of C. Okay. So it's the black key in front of C. You get? Then if this is D, this is D sharp because it's the black key in front of D. If this is E, notice there's no black key in front of E, so E does not have a sharp. If you said E sharp, that would have been F. It already has a name. There is no E sharp. Then if this is F, this is what? Okay, F sharp. If this is G, this is what? If you said G sharp, you are right. If this is A, this will be what? If you said A sharp, you are right. Then B, what would this be? If you said B sharp, you are wrong. B, well, for this stage, B does not have a sharp. Sharps are generally used for black keys. So let's go again. This is C, this is what? C sharp. This is D, this is what? D sharp. This is E, this is F. This is what? Okay, this is G, this is what? This is A, this is what? Okay, so B has no sharp. This is it. Alright. So I just named this forward. So sharp basically is the sharp is it describes it's a word used for the black key in front of. I'm not going into complicated music theory so that I don't get you confused. You get so for now for your level, just know that sharp means in front of, sharp in front of. Oh, by the way, when in the keyboard, when we move from left to right, we call this one forward or upwards. Then when we move to the left, we call this the backward motion or downward motion. You get this backward, downwards, this upwards, forward. You get just the way when you are writing forward. You get my point. Okay, so that's basically it. You have learned how to name the keys: C, C sharp, D, D sharp. So next time when a singer says F sharp, take me to F sharp, you already know that this is the key the singer is requesting to sing on. Although you cannot play the keyboard, whenever you're under anybody's administration, you will know what they are talking about. Okay, so but you may have heard something like B flat before. What is B flat? You see this guy that we called A sharp. That's the guy we also called B flat. So yes, there is the sharp notation, there is the flat notation. Let's come backwards. If this is C, this is B, this will be B flat. Remember, this was also A sharp. So I said sharp means in front of, then flat will mean behind. This is the black key behind. This is the black key behind B. So therefore this is B flat. Now take note of something. When I say a key is like, when I say a key is the sharp of a natural key, it has to be immediately after it. We cannot call this key A flat because it is not immediately after A. It's not immediately in front of A. There is an entire key in between A and this guy. So it's not A sharp, because some students make that mistake when I was teaching them physically. So it has to be F. It has to be immediately after it for it to be the sharp of that key. So this is the sharp of F. It's F sharp. So very quickly, let me explain the flat I was talking about. Flat means behind. This is a black key. Which key is it immediately behind? Which key is it behind? It is behind the key of A. Therefore, it is E flat. You get so. This is C, C sharp, D, D sharp. If we name it forward all the way to A sharp, then when naming it backward, we use the flat notation C, D, B flat. You see that? A flat. So each of these black keys have two names. G flat. If you do not understand, don't worry. Just try and follow along. You will get it before the end of this class. F does not have flat. Then E flat. E flat was another name for E flat, if you remember, D sharp. So then this is D, this is D flat. Another name for D flat will also be what? Good. Alright, so bring your notebooks. Let's name these keys. Alright, so let's name these keys. This is C, the white key in between any black twins. This is C. This is D. Don't mind my handwriting. I want you to draw something like this. Then this is E. This is F. This is G. Then after G we have what? H. Chop rice. We don't do that here. After G is always A. Don't ever say that. After G is A. Then after A we have B. After A we have B. Then we have C again. Alright. So we have not named the black keys. Take note, this means sharp. This sign. What we use for sharp is the hashtag sharp. It also means or it doesn't, that's not the meaning. It means a semitone above, but for your level, I want something that will be simple for you. So whenever you hear sharp, I want you to think in front of, in front of. You get? So